Hey everybody, Dr. Pancake Face here. Update 100 is finally live. We are good to go. And with Update 100 comes the brand new skill trees. So, why don't we jump on into the skill trees here and take a look at what we got. I will try to make it quick, not take too much time explaining all of them. Most of it looks pretty similar to how it looked when I played with the beta skills. Essentially here you've got, your medic skills. We have combat medic, which you gain damage reduction for reviving another player, and you also give them more health. Here is the skills for the first aid kits. That has to do with how many you get, deploying them. Now this one's pretty neat. Uppers, when you ace this one out, any player automatically uses it if they're down within 5 meters, which is, now what's funny about that is with Swan Song, when you go into Swan Song, you can essentially drop a first aid kit right next to you, and then as soon as you go down, you'll stand right back up. Because aced out uppers will pick you right back up. Now it can't occur more than once every 20 seconds, so just make sure you don't immediately go back down. But it will pick you back up, so that's pretty neat. Then we have some stuff over here. Crew members you revive take less damage, increased damage reduction. Combat doctor gives you beefs up your doctor bags. And then here is aced out inspire. That one's fun. Once you aced out inspire, that's inspire. That's what you shout at somebody and gets them up. And then aced out, you get a 100% chance to revive them when shouting at them from a distance. Can't do it more than once every 20 seconds. Now over here we have controller, which is pretty self-explanatory. Essentially this is controlling civilians and controlling cops with it. You have forced friendship. This is where increases your cable tie supply, increases the time that you or decreases the time at which you tie people up. And when you ace it out, you and your crew gain damage absorption for each hostage that you have, up to a maximum of 8. So that's pretty neat. Now once we go up here, we get confident. The power and range of your intimidation is increased. You can now have 2 converted enemies at the same time. That's pretty badass. So you can have 2 cops running around fighting for you. Here we got Stockholm Syndrome. Civilians that are intimidated by the noise you make will remain intimidated 50% longer. And aced out, your hostages will not flee when they have been rescued by law enforcers. Whenever you get into custody, your hostages will trade themselves for your safe return. This effect can only occur during assaults, but only one time during a heist. So that's pretty nice to have. That way you can tie somebody up, not have to worry about them, and if you do go into custody, then bam, they'll go ahead and trade themselves for you. Now over here we get Joker and Partners in Crime. This basically Joker allows you to convert a non-special enemy to fight for your side. Aced out, the converted enemy takes less damage, and they deal more damage, and the time to convert is reduced. Now Partners in Crime just buffs up the converted cop, and it buffs you as well. Having a converted enemy increases your movement speed. The converted enemy takes less damage, and then once you ace it out, having a converted enemy increases your health, and the converted enemy takes an additional less damage. So that's pretty nice to have. And then Hostage Taker. This is the fun one. This is where you regen health for having at least 1 hostage or converted law enforcer. So that's pretty nice. Essentially this tier's all about controlling people. Here we got the Sharpshooter tier or tree. There we go, tree. This is focused around single fire shots. For any gun that you put into single fire other than shotguns. I don't know why it doesn't bother with shotguns. I think it doesn't bother with it's just SMGs, assault rifles, and snipers. Yeah. But essentially it buffs them up. We'll take a quick look. You gain weapon stability and accuracy while standing still. This one gives you accuracy with all SMGs, assault rifles, sniper rifles in single fire mode. And then aced out, you gain a 20% accuracy bonus while aiming down the sights with all 3 of those guns in single fire shot. Here we got Rifleman. Your snap to zoom is faster. Your movement speed is unhindered while using steel sight. Ace it out, and your weapon zoom level is increased. And your accuracy while moving with those 3 weapons is increased. Here we have high value target. Enemies you mark take more damage. And ace it out, enemies you mark take an additional damage when further away than 10 meters. Increases the duration of marked enemies by 100%. And you can now mark special enemies by aiming at them with any weapon. There we go. I don't know why that was so difficult to say. And then we have aggressive reload. This one's kind of neat. Increases your reload speed with those 3 weapons. Any killing headshot will reduce your reload time by 40%. Can only be triggered by those 3 weapons. So essentially, this tier is mainly buffing, SMGs, assault rifles, sniper rifles in single fire mode, decreasing their reload speed, increasing your accuracy, stability, zoom. It's all about single fire shots. And then up here, finally, we have ammo efficiency. Getting 3 headshots in less than 6 seconds will refund 1 bullet to your used weapon. Can only be triggered by those 3 weapons in single fire mode. Aced out, the amount of headshots required is reduced to 2. So, once again, this is all about being a sharpshooter. It's almost as if they were pretty blunt with the names. Shotgunner. Shotgunner is a lot of the skills that we're used to. Here we got Underdog. When you're surrounded by people, you receive a damage boost. And then ace it out and you receive a damage reduction. Shotgun CQB, you reload faster, and then ace it out and you reload even faster, plus you gain an increased steel sight zoom. Shotgun Impact just deals more damage and gives you stability, not too bad. Close by, you can now hip fire with your shotguns while sprinting. The rate of fire is increased by 35% when firing from the hip with single shot shotguns. Shotguns with magazine have their magazine size increased by 15 shells. That's nuts. That is insane. Far away, this one's pretty nice. It increases your accuracy while aiming down sights with shotguns. And then you ace it out and you increase effective range with shotguns when aiming down sights. So I guess they want you to actually start aiming now. And then finally we have Overkill, which I think everybody knows about this, same as last time. When you kill an enemy with a shotgun or the portable saw, you receive a 75% damage bonus for 20 seconds. Ace it out, and it applies to all other weapons. But you still have to kill somebody with a shotgun or the saw. So, pretty nice. They condensed all the shotgun skills into one tree. Tank, this one is all about armor, in case you didn't know, or in case you didn't notice from the title, Tank. So, resilience. Increases your armor recovery rate, reduces visual effect durations of flashbangs. Transported, you can throw bags further. For each 10 points, or for each 10 armor points, the bag movement penalty is reduced by 1%. Die Hard, you take less damage when interacting with objects, and increases the armor of all ballistic vests by 20. Shock and Awe increases the armor recovery rate for you and your crew. Ace it out, enables your weapons to have a chance to knock back shield enemies when attacking them. Ranged weapons knockback is increased the higher the total damage the weapon is. Melee weapons have a knockback chance of 100. So, that one's pretty fun. Bullseye is the same as before. You get a headshot and you regenerate armor. Iron Man is a little bit different. They switched it up a little bit. Because obviously now you move shields with this instead of aced out Iron Man. I always thought that was kind of dumb. I mean, for that reason alone, I never even bothered acing out Iron Man. I was like, whatever, I'll just run around him. Who gives a shit? But now they changed it up a little bit. Basic increases your total armor value by 30%. And when you ace it out, that actually gives you the improved combined tactical vest. In my opinion, that makes a little bit more sense. Anyways, moving on, we have Ammo Specialist. This one I kind of like. First, we have Scavenger. Basic, your ammo box pickup rate is increased by 50%. And aced out, every 6th kill, the enemy will drop an extra ammo box. That's pretty nice. Bulletstorm is pretty much the same. You place an ammo bag down. You don't lose any ammo while you're shooting for the duration that you have paid for. Portable Saw Massacre reduces the wear on blades. You can now saw through shielded enemies with the portable saw. That's nice. Never did understand why you couldn't do that to begin with, but hey, now you can. You have a 50% chance to cause nearby enemies within a 10-meter radius to panic. So that's pretty fun. Extra lead basically buffs your ammo bags. And then fully loaded, this is a pretty nice one. Basic, your total ammo capacity is increased by 25%, and when you ace it out, increases the amount of ammo you gain from ammo boxes by 75%. You also have a 5% base chance to get a throwable from an ammo box. That base chance is increased by 1% for each ammo box you pick up that does not contain a throwable. When a throwable has been found, the chance is set back to its base value. So that's really nice. I love the fact that you can actually pick up a throwable now. That is really, really nice. I like that. I like the fully loaded skill. Okay, under Technician, we got a couple of interesting things. Obviously, we have the turret skill tree. This one I have most certainly been waiting for. I had an absolute blast with it during the beta skills, and I'm sure I'm going to continue to have fun with this. Because, wow, the turrets are powerful now. Let's just take a look at what we're working with here. So, basic third law. The cost of deploying a sentry gun is reduced to 56%. And then ace it out and it gives it a protective shield. Essentially, the sentry gun, it costs ammo to set down now. Because now you can pick the sentry gun back up. Which is freaking awesome. Once it runs out of ammo, you can go over and refill it. I think... Does one of these do? Well, we'll see in a second. I know you can pick it back up, set it back down. Yeah, essentially every time you set it down, it takes part of your ammo. And if you don't have enough ammo, you can't set the sentry gun down. It just flat out won't let you do it. But if you do have enough ammo, you can set the sentry gun down, and it will start absolutely blasting people. So when you get the basic, it reduces the cost of deploying the sentry gun to 56% of your ammo. And it gives it a protective shield when you ace it. Now here we have a sentry targeting package. The sentry gun gains a 100% increased accuracy, and you ace it out, and the sentry gun's rotation speed is increased by 150%. The sentry gun also has 50% more ammunition. That way, you don't have to keep resupplying ammo in it. Eco Sentry, the cost of deploying the sentry gun is reduced to 48% of your ammo. So that it is a big chunk of your ammo. And it is 48% of the gun that you have equipped. They don't really tell you that. But that is essentially the way it works. If you have one gun out, you put down a sentry gun, boom, there goes 48% of your ammo. You can put down another sentry gun and swap to another gun. I'm pretty sure. If I recall correctly. I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. Yeah, I'll figure it out as soon as I make a turret build, which will be one of the first ones I make, because the turrets are ridiculous now. Anyways, so when you ace this out, the sentry gun gains 150% increased health. Here we have Jack of all trades. Basic, your deploy and interact with all deployables is 50% faster, and you ace it out. You can now equip a secondary deployable to bring with you. If your deployable is equipped as a secondary deployable, you can only bring half of what you would bring if it was equipped as a primary deployable. Press X to toggle between. Over here is engineering. Basic, you can now select a less noisy version of the sentry guns, making them much less likely to be targeted by enemies. Aced out, you can now toggle AP rounds on your sentry gun, which lowers the rate of fire by 75%, but increases the damage by 250%, allowing it to pierce through enemies and shields. Holy crap. I remember playing with the AP rounds with the beta skills. Damn! They hit like a freaking truck. And then finally, tower defense. You can now carry one extra sentry gun. You can now carry an additional 2 extra sentry guns. So, I'm not sure if you start off with 1 or 2 sentry guns. I want to say I had 5 in the beta skills. They may have dropped it down to 4 to, I guess somehow make it more fair. I don't know how the hell you'd... I don't know how the hell dropping it to 4 would make it more fair. But anyways, yeah, it looks like you just get 4, you get about 4 or 5 turrets, which I'll obviously find out as soon as I make a turret build, which, like I said, will be one of the first ones I make. So yeah, that's the engineer tier. Can't wait to play with that one. Here we got Breacher. This one's essentially the buffing the C4 and buffing the drills. So we'll take a look at this. Hardware expert. You drill safes faster. The drills are also silent. Gives the drills a 10% chance to automatically restart after breaking. Drill sergeant. Your drill and saw timer is decreased by 50%. 15%. Your drill and saw timer is decreased by an additional 15%. Combat engineering increases your trip mine explosion, and your trip mine damage is increased. More firepower. You gain 1 more shape charge and 4 more trip mines. And then aced out, you gain 2 more shape charges and 7 more trip mines. Kickstarter, this one's pretty neat. You can essentially kickstart a broken drill, which, it's kind of nice. Basic, your drill and saws gain an additional 20% chance to automatically restart. And aced out enables the ability to reset a broken drill with a saw or saw with a melee attack. The ability to have a 50% chance to fix this. Yeah, the ability has a 50% chance to fix the drill or saw. Jeez, man. I don't know why that was so difficult to get out. I'm all kinds of tongue today. The ability can only be used once per time the drill or saw is broken. So essentially, the drill breaks, kick it. You got a 50% chance to restart it. And you can't do it again until it breaks again. Now this one's neat. This one's one that I've been wanting to try out. Fire trap. Basically this, now with the trip mines, it spreads fire. So this, if they finally fix the grinder deck, then this should be fun. Because now you'll be able to put trip mines down and essentially set people on fire. That's going to be fun. Now over here at Oppressor, before with Sharpshooter, that was buffing all your single shot weapons. Now this, with Oppressor, buffs your automatic fire. So, Steady Grip increases your accuracy and then increases your stability. Fire Control, you gain increased accuracy when firing from the hip. Ace it out, the accuracy penalty is decreased by 20% when moving. Heavy Impact, your shots have a 5% chance to stagger all enemies except bulldozers and Captain Winners. Wow, that's actually a decent idea that they fixed that, because before with the stagger, you could just pop a couple of shots into a bulldozer and he would immediately be on the ground. If you were using something with a high fire rate, just, and he's on the ground. Oh yeah, and then ace it out and increases the stagger chance to 20%. Now Surefire, your SMGs, light machine guns, and assault rifles gain 15 more bullets in their magazine. This does not affect the lock and load ace skill. And aced out, your ranged weapons can now pierce through enemy body armor. Lock and load. You can now hip fire with your weapons while sprinting, and you ace it out, and killing 2 enemies with SMGs, light machine guns, assault rifles, or special weapons set on automatic fire will reduce your next reload time by 60%. This bonus is reduced by 1% for each bullet above 20 in the total magazine size, down to a minimum reduction of 20% reload time reduction. That's kind of nice. And then finally, body expertise. This one's nice. Essentially what this does is the bonus damage from headshots now goes to the body. So essentially it turns the entire freaking body into a headshot. Wow, you can smoke people really nasty with this. Basic 18.75% from the bonus headshot damage is permanently applied to hit enemies on the body. It's only usable with those 4 weapon types in automatic fire mode. Ace it out, and 62.5% from the bonus headshot damage is permanently added. So yeah, you do a lot of damage. Shooting people in the head, or shooting people in the chest, is not like shooting them in the head. Ghost, we got a couple of basic ghost skills. Under Shinobi, we got Chameleon. Increases the time before you start detect while in casing mode, and you can also mark enemies in casing mode. Aced out, and you can pick up items while in casing mode. Plus, Dead Presidents is added in there. Why not? Sixth Sense, you gain the ability to mark enemies within a 10-meter radius around you after standing still. Cleaner buffs your body bags. Nimble, you gain the ability to disable one camera from detecting you and your crew. Effect lasts for 25 seconds. Aced out, you lockpick fast. You also gain the ability to lockpick safes. ECM Overdrive, your ECM jammer and feedback duration is increased by 25%. Aced out, your ECM jammer can now be used to open certain electronic doors. And then finally, we have ECM Specialist, which honestly, this makes more sense. This is all the way at the top, because basic, you can now place 2 ECM jammers instead of 1. Aced out, the ECM jammer duration is increased. Next up are essentially all of the dodge skills. We'll take a quick look at these. Duck and cover, stamina regen, faster sprint, increased chance of dodging while sprinting and ziplining. Inner pockets increases the concealment of melee weapons and the concealment of all ballistic vests. Parkour, you gain additional movement speed and climb speed, and you can sprint in any direction. Dire need, when your armor breaks off the first shot on every enemy will cause that enemy to stagger. This effect ends when your armor regenerates. So that's pretty nice. And, ace it out and it lasts a little bit longer. And then shockproof, we all know what shockproof is. It backfires on tasers. And then Sneaky Bastard. I think everybody knows what Sneaky Bastard is. The lower your concealment chances, the higher dodge chances. Over here we have all of the stuff to go with silenced weapons. I'm a little upset that they put low blow in here, but, at the same time, not that big of a deal. Can't make it too easy to get all the skills you want. Anyways, first off we have second wind here. When your armor breaks, your movement speed is increased. Ace it, and this effect applies to your crew. Optical illusions, basic, you are less likely to be targeted by enemies. Ace it, and you gain +1 concealment for each silenced weapon you equip, and it reduces the concealment penalty of silencers. The professional increases stability and snap zoom with silenced weapons. Ace it out, and it increases the accuracy. Specialized killings increases damage with silenced weapons. Low blow, it gives you a crit chance for certain points of concealment. Unseen strike, if you do not lose any armor or health for 4 seconds, you gain 35% crit chance for 6 seconds. And if you ace it out, it increases the duration for 18 seconds. That's pretty nice. That's a fun one for a crit build. You can grab low blow and unseen strike, so that should be fun. And over here in Fugitive, we have a couple of really fun skills. Now, first off, Gunslinger. This is basically just pistol buffs. Equilibrium decreases the time it takes to draw and holster a pistol, and you gain accuracy. Gun Nut increases the magazine size and increases the rate of fire. Akimbo, since now you don't actually need the Akimbo skill to dual wield pistols or weapons. Akimbo, essentially all it does is it reduces the stability penalty by 8. And then you ace it out, and the stability penalty is reduced by an additional 8, and they also have 50% increased ammo capacity. So that's pretty nice. Desperado, for each successful pistol hit you get 10% increased accuracy bonus. Ace it out, and you reload all the pistols 50% faster. One-handed talent. The base damage of all pistols is increased. Ace it out, and the base damage of all pistols is increased again. And then Trigger Happy. This one is the same as it was before. For every hit with a pistol, you gain 20% damage boost. Stacks up to 4 times. Well, actually, I think it was less damage before. I don't know. Either way, now it's a 20% damage boost. Stacks up to 4 times, and then you ace it out, and it increases the damage boost to 10 seconds instead of 2. So that's pretty nice. Revenant is essentially all your shit to get back up. It buffs you after you get back up. It gives you abilities to get back up. Plus it has Swan Song, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, we'll take a quick look at this. We got 9 lives. Increases your bleed out chance, or your bleed out health, and you gain the ability to go down one more time before going into custody. Running from death, you reload and swap weapons faster after being revived, and you move even faster after being revived when you ace it. Up you go. You take less damage after being revived, and you ace it, and it increases your maximum health after being revived. Feign death, essentially, when you get down, you have a 15% chance to get back up. You ace it, and it increases it by an additional 30% chance. So that's a 45% chance to get back up. That's pretty nice. Over here, Swan Song. Everybody knows Swan Song. I love Swan Song. I use that shit as much as possible. I put that shit on everything. Messiah. Messiah is fun, but now it's no longer Pistol Messiah. It's just Messiah. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Essentially, while in bleed out, you can revive yourself while killing an enemy. You only have 1 charge, but if you ace it out, you can replenish that charge by using a doctor bag. That's pretty neato. Messiah plus Swan Song plus Feign Death plus aced out uppers. Holy ballsack. You are going to be pretty darn invincible. You aren't going to spend very much time on the ground. That's pretty neat. And then we have Brawler. Now, Brawler goes absolutely awesome with the Berserk build, especially with the Yakuza deck. Wow, you're essentially in Berserk all the damn time, but you don't have very much health, you know, if you go all the way up to the top. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, martial arts. You take less damage from melee attacks, ace it out, and you are more likely to knock down enemies with melee strikes. Bloodthirst. Every kill you get will increase your next melee attack damage by 100%, up to a maximum of 300%. This effect gets reset when you strike an enemy with a melee attack. Ace it out, and whenever you kill an enemy with a melee attack, you gain a 50% increased reload speed. Pumping Iron, you deal more damage with melee attacks, and ace it out, and you deal more damage with melee attacks. Basic is against non-special, aced is against special. Counter-Strike is the same as it was before. You can charge up your melee attack, and if somebody tries to punch you, you can counter-attack them. Ace it out, and you can counter-attack cloakers, because fuck cloakers. Berserker, I think everybody knows Berserker. Frenzy, now this is where it gets interesting. Check this out. Basic, you only get 30% of your maximum health and cannot heal above it, but you take 30% less heal damage and less health damage, and healing received is reduced by 75%. When you ace it, health damage is now reduced by 60%, and healing received is only reduced by 50%. So essentially, you start because I think Berserk starts at 50% health. Now, Frenzy, you start at 30% health. So essentially, you start in Berserk mode. You take a little bit less healing, but you also take less health damage. So that's really nice. That's pretty freaking badass. You're essentially in Berserk mode all the damn time, dealing tons of damage. And as long as you are, like let's say you go Iron Man plus Frenzy and the Yakuza build, and maybe, I don't know, Revenant, and if you got the points, uppers, then, woo! Talk about a nasty build. Oh yeah, that is going to do some damage. But yeah, that is essentially the brand new skill tree. Those are all the skills that are officially live as of Update 100. And just to take a minute to talk about them, I actually like them. I heard some people, well, I didn't hear them. They were in the comments when I was talking about beta skills. And, I heard some people talking about them in videos that they made on the beta skills. And, some people kind of ragged on. They're like, I don't really like these that much. They're kind of crap. But let me just, put my 2 cents in. And here's why I like them. Because if you look at stuff like, where is it at? Here we go. Sharpshooter. The Sharpshooter tree. Before, when I wanted to go up the Technician tree, I had to spin skills in the Sharpshooter tree. Not spin skills in the Sharpshooter tree. I had to get skills that would normally be now in the Sharpshooter tree, but before they were in the Technician tree, I had to spend points on those just so that I could get up to buff my armor and get C4. And, that kind of sucked. And also, if I wanted to buff up turrets, I had to sink so many points into the Technician tree just to get up to the freaking turrets. And, it was pretty annoying. But now, the turrets have their own tree. And if you want to buff the turrets, then you just buff the turrets. I like that. If you want to buff, rapid fire with guns, you just buff rapid fire with guns. You don't have to spend points in other shit that you're not going to use just so that you can get to the higher skills. That's why I like them. That's why I'm pretty happy about the new skills. Plus, there are some pretty damn nasty builds to be had, which I am going to be making, obviously, tons of build videos, because, I love to make build videos. So that is what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, I think that about does it for this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, go on ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later. 35 level range after just one mission. And I mean, I know some people are gonna look at Death Wish and a little bit intimidating, but honestly, when it comes to stuff, yes, got him. Oh yeah, another mixtape.